Grandmaster, come again. Dear Master, you come again. Grandmaster, you come again. Dear Master, you come again. And I people were taken from Africa, down in the Caribbean, for they were born in Lincolnshire, on that slave ship. Grandmaster, you come again. Dear Master, you come again. Grandmaster, you come again. Dear Master, you come again.
It come from so far. We are Africa, so we are over here, sir. You understand? So coming from so far, it have to have a spiritual connection. Them really take I and I out of Africa, but them couldn't take Africa out of I and I said, you know?
The Nyahbinghi is thousands of years old. It's not a 100-year thing limited to Jamaica. If you will research Queen Musa, who did not inaugurate but recalled the Nyahbinghi, like Haile Selassie also.
History of the Nyahbinghi comes from Queen Nyahbinghi, come from Kikezi, Uganda.
She was a great drummer, and she was a warrior queen. So, true, we use the drum, and we know that she was a great drummer. Play a drum for 4 or 5 hours at a time.
But the warrior queen, Nyahbinghi, is really where the idea came from. She was a warrior lady, you know. We do a lot of fight physically on the battlefield to protect the tradition of black people, not even Rastafari and all, you know, but black people. That lady, as far as I know, is the one that comes for equal rights and justice to everyone, you know. And I could have a tradition you know, by the name of Nyahbinghi. Queen Nyahbinghi rise up against the colonial powers. She was a mystic. And it is said that she the defender of the poor and the oppressed. That's basically it. Just like Nyahbinghi order. Because in early Jamaica in 1920s, it was a colonial rule at that time. So Rastafari rise up through anti-colonial struggle of total oppression in the 1920s come right down to now. So we could easily identify with the struggles of Queen Nyahbinghi and relate it to Jamaica in that colonial era.
The Rastafari bridging them, so well, we use Nyahbinghi. At the time, they used to say Nyahbinghi means death to white oppressor. And after a while they changed it, the black and white oppressor.
In those days, Rastafari couldn't chant like here. It had to be in some deep bush. And it wasn't something built pretty like this. It was just a stick with a tarpaulin. But it was somewhere where you had to really walk and go.
There was no special place that we used to chant. All of us come together and one brethren would say, you know, I man can host the groundation of the gates.
You know, so the next bingy they out of pit 4, and you would tell him, and he would tell somebody else, and then we'd reason together and say, when we going? So, well, it's Friday night, we're going, so where we going to meet? All right, make we meet downtown at 4 o'clock, and we take a bus, and groups would go together.
I would just go there like 2 or 3 days before, I would just chuck up a thing, I would just chant.
So you would hear the drums from a distance, and you know, say, are we getting close?
Every other parish, every other time, gathering time. So each parish would get a bingy this month, and whatever the month is, that will be a celebration month.
Have you ever heard 2,000 people singing? Okay. Well, that is how the Rastafari liberty was.
At night time, we'd go check Nyahbinghi, you know, and it was, you can't find words for that feeling because it was totally different.
You get herb, food, care, advice, counsel, free heart.
It was so great that it was surprising. I never knew Rasta worship in such a holy manner.
It's like a spiritual blitz, you know? Something you never encountered before, you encounter it for the first time. It's like a mind-blowing situation.
Of a mystical thing. It made me feel like I'm in the beginning of time again, you know? And it really took my mind off of the pressures of the world.
You know, we just sitting, we just gone like for 3 days, 4 days, with the Nyahbinghi grounds, and, we eat, we sleep, we're fresh there.
Really put my mind back in time where, it's just about praising the Almighty and not so much caught up in the world. It's like a break from the world.
My first experience at Bingi was like similar to astral traveling. It's a vibration that brings you to a celestial height. You see me? You see me? So it brings you to the pinnacle of your highest point of yourself, the highest point of your intelligence.
The drumming, the mood, the singing was nothing I've ever experienced before, and it has never left me. I have always said to myself that later on in life, I have to go settle back into some of that. It's a spiritual inspiration that it needs the experience of every human being.
Many things. Nyahbinghi is really a university because you learn how to hunt in terms of going to get the firewood for the fire. You learn about preparation in terms of getting the grounds ready. You learn about family in terms of sharing. You learn about togetherness. So what Nyahbinghi can teach you is a movement of life.
So it's a self-building, more ironical, in tune with iration.
It's a spiritual vibe, so it's a spiritual growth.
If you're a weak person, you can stay into a bingi. If you're not a spiritual person, because the fire key is there, it's a purging fire. So the bingi alone, you have a fire at the altar, which is inside, and you have a fire outside. Bingi is a cleansing fire. Plus the beats now make your soul, your spirit lift to a different level. And you look internally. Whatever hatred or bad feelings you have, you come in a bingi, that's gone.
There's something about the drumming, that wakes up something internally.
The connection is there, spiritual, and if you check our stack, it's really the King's music, Because if you trod anywhere else in the world, it's only I and I alone make drum that way there. So Nyahbinghi drum is a special drum.
It's 3 drums: bass, funde, and the repeater. The repeater is a sharp instrument that teaches us, one that tells you what's going on. The funde is one that tells you to do good. Do good to mankind, do good to everybody.
So this one just hold the funde, he's saying do good to the people.
But the bass is a heartbeat, a thunder bass. It's a 2 big bass, not a small one, massive bass. So when it raises consciousness, raises blood pressure, if we have a low blood pressure, gone up. The 3 instruments reminds you of who you are and where you came from, your Africanness.
out of Nyahbinghi really create reggae. You know, the 1-2 heartbeat there. That's where, you know, reggae really comes from.
It's the beginning of the music, that's, you know, because the Nyahbinghi order, you know, is where all of the music come from, you know. What them call heartbeat, the tuk-ku. So I'm play Nyahbinghi right there, so now so you can go there, you know. So that's where the whole thing come from.
The Nyahbinghi drumming, you know, the 1-2 heartbeat drop. That was the development of rocksteady leading into reggae, where the music kind of slowed down from the fast up-tempo of mento and ska till it slows down with the rocksteady and then even gets slower with the reggae.
Nyahbinghi rhythm, the rhythm.
Heartbeat.
Yeah, it's the truth. Rastafari music. Which from that music come all music.
And we're going to read Psalm 9 with the understanding that this is a coronation psalm. That when His Majesty was crowned 1930, this is what everyone chants. I will praise Thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will show forth all Thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in Thee. I will sing praise to Thy name, O Thou Most High. When mine enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish.
Well, Brethren used to create chant, but none of these chant was used out of the Bible. Because a lot of Rasta and in those times was influenced by the Bible.
The chant which they sung were chants which I knew from the Baptist church and knew from the revival camp. You see, choruses and things like those, hymns, sankis. I knew all of these hymns and sankis because my grandpa was a deacon.
A lot of the chant them changed around the words, but it's the same sanky, the same Bible doctrine. I wasn't a Bible person, because I never know Rastafari to read and write. I know it to the genes and spirituality. I was from that time to this time, and the same time is I same one. So a lot of one, even the Rastafari movement, even until now, a lot of brethren them was influenced through the Bible. You know, and this Bible, I never say Haile Selassie I.
Nyahbinghi is a path, it's like a road. You know, the chanting is like a road that takes you someplace. Based on how genuine you are to the chanting, you know, that's like a fuel. You know, some people more into it than others. The persons that are more into it go far on the journey.
Time when people gather, something negative usually come out of it. The fact that the concept of coming together just to do good, no buying, no selling, no rush, no timing, no nothing. Just gather, show love, share food, eat, praise the Most High, and then you go back into the world.
Anyone that knows or has experienced years of Nyahbinghi life will only tell you about pleasure, about happiness, and about love. The warm current of love that Rastafari share.
I don't know how the one them see it still, but we have to just learn to love ourselves. And if we love ourselves, everything will come after.
Pakrama, say come again. Slave master, you come again. I people were taken from Africa down in the Caribbean, for they were